Hello?
How are you today?
I'm doing good, thanks. How are you, Dexter?
I am alright.
What's on the news this morning?
Fetching the current news stories. Trump, Putin and I had good discussions at APEC summit. Mr. Putin stood up to greet Mr. Trump as President Donald Trump said he had good discussions with Russian leader Vladimir Putin when they met briefly at an Asia-Pacific summit in Vietnam. In his tweets, he also said his predecessor, Barack Obama, lacked chemistry with President Putin. Asked if he believed Mr. Putin, he replied, he is very strong in the fact that he didn't do it. Mr. Trump and Mr. Putin met for the first time in July at a G20 summit in the German city of Hamburg. I do not know anything about it, and I think it is just some fantasies, Mr. Putin said. Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin agree there is no military solution to war in Syria. The United States and Russia issued a presidential joint statement saying there was no military solution to the war in Syria after their leaders met briefly on the sidelines of a regional summit in Vietnam. There had been mixed messages for days from both Moscow and the White House on whether President Donald Trump and his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin would hold face-to-face discussions during the APEC summit in Da Nang. The statement, issued by officials from both sides, said the two presidents had made progress on Syria, which has been battered by 6 years of civil war. The US and Russia have backed competing factions in the bloody conflict, and agreement on the next steps towards peace is rare. The presidents agreed that there is no military solution to the conflict in Syria. The statement said, adding that the two sides confirmed their determination to defeat ISIS, an alternative name for the Islamic State jihadist group. Barcelona protest calls for release of jailed Catalan independence leaders. Hundreds of thousands of independence supporters march through city after 8 former Catalan government members jailed by Spanish High Court. Hundreds of thousands of Catalan independence supporters lined one of Barcelona's main avenues on Saturday to demand the release of separatist leaders held in prison for their roles in the banned independence referendum. Wearing yellow ribbons to signify support, they filled the length of the Cara de la Marina, which runs from the beach to Barcelona's Sagrada Familia Church, while the jailed leaders' families made speeches. The protesters carried photos with the faces of those in prison, waved the red and yellow striped Catalan independence flag, and shone lights from their phones. The Spanish High Court has jailed 8 former Catalan government members, along with the leaders of the Catalan National Assembly, ANC, and Omnium Cultural, while investigations continue. On Saturday, the ERC said its leader, jailed former Catalan Vice President Oriol Junqueras, would be its candidate in December, and he would campaign from behind bars. The maturity of Spain's democracy is on display in Catalonia.